Are you looking at me thinking, something is not quite right? What's missing? What is wrong with her? It's the eyebrows. I did a full face today, but I didn't do my eyebrows because today we are trying out a brand new product from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It is the Brow Freeze. Thank you, God. Now, as most of you know, if you've been watching my channel for more than a couple episodes, you know that one of my biggest annoyances is my eyebrows. They're thin, they're blonde, they're sparse, they're not cute. However, when I saw that this product was out, I was like, what is that? I need it. Put it on my brows. So yeah, this packaging is highly reflective, so it's going to be kind of distracting for you. Sorry about that. It's also no secret that I try very hard on my eyebrows. And look, these are just some of the products that I was able to quickly pick up off my table. So yeah, I buy brow products, I try them. I'm just not great at it. Or maybe I haven't found the product that's gonna work for me. Maybe today's the day. So the ABH, Anastasia Beverly Hills, Brow Styling Brow Wax has been out for a few weeks. So right now, this product is hard AF to come by. It's sold out on Sephora. It wasn't at my, closest Ulta. It did say it was in stock at one farther away, but whatever. I was able to track it down inside a Sephora at a JCPenney's. Thank you. It was the last one. I scooped it up and I am so happy to have this. Now, I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos on it. I've also watched Anastasia's YouTube videos on it because I wanted to know how to use it perfectly. And one thing that most of the general YouTubers aren't showing you how to do is you actually use the cap. So honestly, this shouldn't be difficult. We should be able to get through this in a couple minutes. So as you can tell by looking at it, it is just a completely clear brow styling wax. It was $23. I think that there's a good amount in here, and if you're not using a ton, this should probably last you a decent amount of time. Now I do have the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 7, a brow brush. It has, well, the spoolie at one end and it has the angled brush at the other, and we're going to use both ends. All right, we don't need to chat about this. Let's just go in. So what they showed is that you need to go in both ways. So you kind of go across and you go up and down. Now that actually brings up a fair amount of product, which is fine. But then they use the lid and you're supposed to go back and forth and up and down. So back and forth, up and down, and get it all over. That's so it's really coating the bristles in all the directions so that when you're putting it on your eyebrows, you are really getting it everywhere. All right, as you can tell, I have a full face of makeup on except the brows. I didn't even use a brow pencil. Now, they said on the ABH YouTube page that you definitely go in with the brow wax first and then you fill in with your color afterwards. I guess if you were to use like a pencil first, because of the waxiness of most pencils, you would actually just be like dragging that color around with this. So I'm gonna do like they told me. All right, now here we go. It doesn't feel as gooey as I thought it was gonna feel. It actually, when it goes on, it feels kind of wet. But look at this. My brows never, ever do what you ask them to do. And, well, right now, they're doing exactly as I'm telling them. So right now, the, fluffy brows are in. I don't have enough to be fluffy, but using this right off the bat, I mean, like, what? What is happening there? Now, after you've put the product through your eyebrows, you're supposed to use the ferrule part of the brush and press your brows down. That is supposed to hold them in place. Okay. So I'm going to use the other end to do the pressing. And that's just going to hold them. It's almost like brow lamination. I gotta tell you, I'm currently very shook at like my brows because they never, like, I mean, you can see, like, what? All right, I'm gonna go back in, get more off the cap, back and forth, up and down. Now let's do the other side. I mean, I spend a lot of time on my brows, usually off camera, so that you don't have to suffer through that. But this is quick. They're staying. I am like, how is it taking this long for a product of like this magnitude to come out? You can literally place every single brow hair wherever you want it to go, and it's gonna stay there. It's gonna stay there. And one thing that they definitely recommend is when you're not using the product, make sure you close it up so it doesn't dry out. Close it up. All right, so my brows are up. Like, what? That never happens. Like, they never stay up like this. Now, that's only the first part. Second part, you're supposed to go in with your brow powder, and then if you need to, your pencil. Now, I don't have any brow powders because, well, I never found any that really worked for me. So I went through my eyeshadow collection looking for a nice taupe shade, and I think I found one that's going to work out great. So here in my Pat McGrath Mothership, this here taupe I think is going to be perfect in my eyebrows. I'm just going to use the other end with the angled brush. I'm just going to dab in here, knock off any excess because don't forget, the Pat McGrath is really pigmented. And now we're just going to fill in. I'm probably just going to first like line around just to give some shape because, well, my eyebrows, not a lot of shape. Although they certainly have some more now. I am so into this stuff. Now, I'm not thinking that I'm going to get, you know, those big, fluffy eyebrows that everyone else is wearing because, well, my eyebrows don't grow like that. However, if I can get my eyebrows to stay in place with a decent shape, I'm winning. All right, so that's just with a little bit of the eyeshadow in there, and it is already so much better. Well, and if you know me, I am heavy-handed AF. I just like to keep going in and going in. I'm gonna stop on this side. I'm gonna be a little conservative and just stop. Okay, and now for this side, let's see what we get. Now, don't forget, your eyebrows are sisters. They're not twins. You will not be able to get them identical. And it is also, you know, no surprise that I will fuss and muss. And I think that's how I end up being a little heavy-handed. It's just that I keep on going and going because I'm a fusser. I really like how the powder is like sticking because the brow freeze is remaining a little tacky. So the powder seems to be sticking in here nicely. That's one of the reasons why I've never been a big fan of brow powders in the past. Because when I'm just, you know, laying them down on my eyebrow, they don't tend to last. I feel like they just wear away. But I think using the brow freeze and then going in with the powder gives the powder something to stick to. I mean, seriously. Have you guys ever seen my brows look so good? Now, I'm not saying they look great because, listen, I am still not great at doing my brows. But this is so much better than they've ever been. All right, so I want to know what you think. I mean, this was an easy 1-2 quick video, but that's really how I want my eyebrows to be. And I want them to look good, and they haven't. And well, for me, I think this is the best they've looked in a long time. Probably since when I was younger and I had fluffier brows, and then I, you know, tweezed them away. Yep, I'm on the bandwagon for this Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. I'm super into this. I mean, seriously, it's just like a sticky yet smooth clear gel. It's not gonna leave your brows looking dull or chalky or gray. Why am I so into this clear brow wax? Why is it so mesmerizing to me? No scent. Why am I just mesmerized by things that are clear? I mean, my cap may be a little gunked up, but whatever. Who cares? And when you're done, just wipe off the lid. Good as new. I also think the nice thing about this wax or brow freeze is that once you have your eyebrows in place, you can kind of see the actual hairs that aren't going to play nice, that should maybe leave the scene. And well, it might help me with my tweezing a little more accurately. Yeah, this is definitely going to get a front and center space on my makeup table so that I never forget to use it. Although, how could I forget? I mean, I don't want to go back to the way my eyebrows were before. I mean, tell me what you think. Do you like? Do you not like? What do you think of my eyebrows? So in this pretty little container, you're getting 8 grams of product for $23. I feel like it's totally worth it. I mean, if you were to use this every day, you might go through it in, well, a month or two, but that's not the world I'm living in right now. So I think it's going to last me for a while. And honestly, I just want to keep using this. I want to try and use it, you know, on my no makeup days, maybe when I'm using my Bobbi Brown Jones Road Beauty products. I think that might be a nice way to zhuzh up my face. And I think it's also going to give me more opportunity to just practice and play with my brows, because let's face it, that is the weakness in my game. So what do you think? Are you going to run out and buy this as soon as it's available? Check your local stores, do whatever you can to get your hands on it, because it's flippin' fantastic. Let's face it, the easiest thing will probably be for you to just go to the Anastasia Beverly Hills website and just buy directly from them, because whenever it's out of stock other places, it's going to come back in stock to their website first. Let's face it. Well, thank you for joining me for the latest in my eyebrow adventures. I am so grateful for your views and your likes and your subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Mwah!